Hey, if you want good pizza, take it where you need to go. It's over to Rockwall, to Zaneta. You ever been there?
Yes.
That's the best pizza I have ever had.
And they have
Yes, they do, and they have a Z salad. That's a wonderful thing. We split that, my wife and I do every time we go there.
they're the one in Plano that they central roasted.
Well, I'm trying to talk to the owner about maybe putting one in here. They tried to do it before and it didn't, got turned down.
Call to order. It is now exactly 5:33, Thursday, March 28th, 2024. We are starting the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Taking on agenda invocation. Ms. Deborah, would you please, everybody please stand for the invocation, please?
Sure.
Deborah will lead us in prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, we stand before you again, just first of all, giving you all the praise and all the glory for allowing us to be here today. We ask that you guide us, Lord Jesus, as we make decisions regarding our city, for our citizens. Help us do what's right and pleasing in your sight. In Jesus' holy and precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, ma'am. Please remain standing. We're going to do the pledge of allegiance and also pledge the flag right after.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Have a seat, please. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start this evening with the, we're going to swear in a new member of the, on the board, the commissioner, Ms. Lori Lindsay, please stand.
If you'd come right around here at the front, Ms. Lindsay. Tell you, I always appreciate everyone that's willing to serve on these boards. You all have a tremendous influence on this city to the good.
Commissioners, after this, I'd like for you all to come down and have a group picture.
And she'll be a great addition, and I know it. You ready to take the oath?
Yes.
If you raise your right hand and repeat after me, I state your name,
I, Lori Lindsay,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office,
of Board Member for the Planning and Zoning Commission,
board member for the Planning and Zoning Commission,
City of Terrell,
City of Terrell,
Kaufman County, Texas,
Kaufman County, Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Terrell.
and the Charter and the ordinances of the City of Terrell.
And I further do solemnly swear
And I further do solemnly swear
that I have neither directly nor indirectly
that I have neither directly or indirectly
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
contributed or promised to contribute
contributed or promised to contribute
any money or valuable thing
any money or valuable thing
to secure my appointment
to secure my appointment
or the confirmation thereof.
or the confirmation thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Take your seat. I think we won't take the pictures, though, will we?
Katie, will you come up here and take a picture? Chris, will you take a picture with us? Let's try to get in front of the podium as much as we can.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
I'm sure.
Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you, everyone. We just started, is there anybody in the audience that likes to address the board in regards to anything not on the agenda today? Not on the agenda today. Okay. We're going to move over to the adoption of the minutes. Have commissioners give out, had a chance to look at the minutes from last month? Do you have any questions or have a motion on the floor? aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carries. Okay, we're gonna open up the public hearing. With action item 7.1, conduct a public hearing to receive comments regarding a special use permit permitting a banquet room rental facility at the Shops of Terrell. The property is located at 301 Tanger Drive, Suite 210, City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas. It's SUP 24-01.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. Tonight I bring you a specific use permit for an individual that is going to be leasing a suite out at the Shops at Terrell. The zoning is currently commercial. Our request is that we conduct a public hearing to receive comments for a specific use permit application to allow the use of a new tenant at the Shops at Terrell, which is located at 301 Tanker Drive, Suite 210 here in Terrell. The owner, who is also the applicant, Woodmont Terrell LP, along with the new tenant, Jonathan, doing business as Lily's Event Center. This applicant, Woodmont Terrell LP, and the tenant submitted an application to obtain this SUP to allow the use of an event center for hosting a banquet room, weddings, showers, birthday parties, etc. at the Shops at Terrell, Suite 210. The property owner is also an applicant applying for this SUP alongside of the tenant. A rental facility is allowed in commercial zone districts and requires this special use permit. The definition found in our zoning ordinance, item 212, is a private party or wedding rental facility, a facility that is leased or rented on a temporary basis for a private party and requires an SUP. The property managers, on behalf of the property owner, provided a written statement on April 19th, which is attached to this package, granting permission for this new tenant to open his business in Suite 210 and allow the establishment to permit patrons to bring their own alcohol for consumption. This notice states that an off-duty peace officer will be present during all events and that alcohol consumption will end 1 hour prior to that event. 13 letters were sent out to adjacent property owners within 200 feet of the subject area. As of this date, 2 responses have been received, with both in favor of the requested SUP. Staff recommends that the Commissioners permit and award a SUP to this applicant. If you go to our second page on 14, you will see the application. On page 19, you will see the property owner's deed. On page 25 is the location map, and I'm going to show you exactly in a couple more pages where this suite is actually located. The next page is the zoning ordinance, and you see that it's in purple, indicating commercial. The future land use, which is identified on page 27, is highway corridor, which commercial is allowed in the highway corridor. Page 28 is the buffer map, which shows how far out that we sent notifications of this public hearing. And then on page 29, you see this list of the abutting landowners or tenants within this buffer. On page 30 is our first in favor, and this is from the owner of the Applebee's. He actually even called welcoming the new tenant. And then on page 31, this is from the owner, Woodmont Tice Brown, in favor. The next page is my letter that I sent out to all of the abutting owners. Page 34. This is a concept that the tenants are wanting to do, just to have a little idea. We have previously inspected this suite. There's been certificate of occupancies in this suite, so we know that the space is conforming to the fire marshal, building code inspector. Page 35, you'll see Suite 210 highlighted, which gives you an idea of where the suite is located. Page 36 is a little summary from the tenant of the services that they're going to offer. Page 37 through page 43 is just some pictures of some of the ideas that they have as far as decorations, their logo, what have you, that they'll use during events. Before we go into the public hearing, Chairman, I would like to turn everyone attention to page 47. And there is a letter here that I want to read from the property managers at the shops. Patrons attending events at Lily's Event Center located at the Shops of Terrell are allowed to bring in their own alcohol for consumption. All alcohol consumption must cease 1 hour before the venue closes. This policy is in place to ensure the safety and well-being of all patrons and staff at Lily's Event Center. As per the lease agreement, off-duty peace officers will be present during all events where alcohol is consumed. Their presence is to uphold safety and security measures and to assist in overseeing the responsible consumption of alcohol by patrons. And I will close for the public hearing.
I'm going to open the public hearing. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak in favor of this SUP 24-01?
Will that include
In favor, yes, sir. Please state your name.
Sure. My name is Jonathan Nahida. Both my wife and Lily are the ones that are applying for this SUP. And I just kind of want to, sorry, I kind of wrote it down because I get nervous on the stage. I've kind of wanted to talk about briefly. But, so our idea, you know, it's, well, I'll read it because it's easier. Lily's Event Center, it's poised to make a significant impact both economically and socially within its community. That's at least our plan. We would like to be involved with the community. It's very conveniently located, as you guys are aware. We looked at the area and noticed that it's growing. We want to grow with Terrell. We want to be part of that growth. But also we want to make sure that we do everything within our power to be part of that community involvement. This will be something that we are both looking forward to do. It will be our first event center. So we are really taking this baby and just, you know, taking it all as far as we can, and we're you know, gonna be there every step of the way. But I just wanted to introduce ourselves and meet you guys, and you guys put a face to the name as well. So if you guys have any questions, I can answer. I don't know how this usually works, but.
Is there anyone on the audience that wants to speak in favor of? Please state your name.
I'm Pam Wilson. I'm property co-manager. This is,
Donna McClung. And we both co-manage the mall.
we do. We have had the pleasure of spending a lot of time with Jonathan and Lily. They're very dedicated. They've been to the mall. They have looked at the space so many times. They've had their people out there measuring it.
Architects.
They're very excited. We've had a lot of people come out and look at space for event centers over the last 2 years. People seem like there's such a need for event centers in our area. They're the only ones that have gone the whole mile and given it everything. They're just so excited about it. And we feel like that they're gonna do a good job and really make a very nice place. They're very excited about it. So we support them.
We do. And we have plenty of parking. There's a lot of positives to being at the mall. I don't know what else.
But we're behind them 100%.
Yes, and our owner of the mall as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Is there anyone in here that wants to speak in opposition to this? Okay, close the public hearing. Move on to action item 7.2.
And Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, we bring to you tonight for your consideration and recommendation to the council, ordinance number 3036, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, granting a specific use permit under the provisions of Section 31B, Appendix 2, zoning ordinance of the City of Terrell, Texas, to Woodmont Terrell LLP, allowing an exception to the provisions of Section 29, Appendix 2, zoning ordinance of the City of Terrell for certain property located at 301 Tanger Drive, City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, the same being further described as Lot 1A, Block A, Tanger addition to the City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, as shown on the plat thereof, attached hereto as Exhibit A, and made a part hereof for all purposes by permitting a banquet room rental facility to be located on said property, currently zoned as Commercial C, providing for the repeal of conflicting ordinances, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, sir. Hey, Commissioners, do we have any questions for staff in regard to zone? SUP? I have a quick question, ma'am. I know we have police officers or off-duty police officers. Is this every time it's being rented out?
Yes, sir. The,
Not be alcohol?
well, yes, sir. So there will be a off-duty police officer for all events. They signed a lease, the tenant with the shops, and that is itemized in that lease. And if you want clarification from one of the co-managers, I'm happy to bring her up.
Well, that was just my main.
Okay.
Make sure that at every event.
Yes, yes, sir. That's, and that was the shop's requirement.
Yes, I do. You mentioned that it was already, there's a CO already issued to that place.
We had previous COs from other tenants that we had granted. So our staff, our fire marshal, our building code inspector, they had been in that suite multiple times. So they were familiar with the suite. So we can confirm here tonight that it has the proper sprinkling system throughout. The firewalls, we're going to make sure they're going to build like a changing area, an office type thing. We'll make sure that the 2-hour fire retardant walls are in place for those.
Perfect. So, so they still have to follow that process, apply.
Yes, sir, and that'll
get
be
inspected
during,
again.
correct. That'll be during the building permit before they can get their CO.
Has the occupancy load been calculated yet, or in terms of how many people fit in that space?
Yes, sir. And we have that, do you remember what that was? I didn't bring the lease. And I'm happy, Commissioners, if anyone wants me to email that to you, I will. But yes.
I believe it's 225.
Sorry, 220? 225 Commissioners.
Okay. Thank you. So roughly, the reason why I asked that is that's how much people would fit in that place. So that gets you an idea of how many people will be, particularly any given Saturday or the event day. That's as much as people that will be there. I think it would be a good idea having those people either forgot a gift, they could just run down and get any gift from any of the stores. So it's gonna help out with the local.
Yes, sir.
Well, you see what I mean? Like sometimes last minute purchasing of a
Yes,
gift,
sir.
you
Right.
still need to go to the party or to the event and you forget it. Well, you have all the stores to shop. You got Gap, Old Navy, and all that stuff. So that's just to get it in a bigger context. 225 people potentially could be customers as well.
Any other questions for staff? Do I have a motion on the floor?
I move that we approve ordinance number 3036, granting an SUP for the banquet room rental facility at the shops of Terrell.
Okay, I have a motion to approve SUP 24-01. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? No? All right, motion carries. Thank you.
Next, Commissioners, I have a application for a zone change. The owners of the property are the First Christian Church, and the address is 105 East College as well as 401 North Adelaide. This property was purchased by First Christian Church in August of 2004. It previously had the two homes on a single lot known as 105 College and 401 Adelaide. The owner's representative requested that the homes be replatted into two lots, which we did by minor plat. That plat was filed of record in Kaufman County this year, February of this year. The current zoning of the property is retail, but has been used as a single-family residence since its purchase in 2004. The applicant has requested this change of zoning to meet the current and existing use. Since the home has been used as a single-family residence but does not meet the requirements of an abutting 7.5, and I'll explain that in just a minute, the owner has agreed to sign a planned development agreement to use the home as a neighborhood services with a single-family 6.0 underlay. When you go over, and I'm going to have you jump a few pages to our zoning map, and it is on page 64. And the subject property is highlighted in red. So you see the College Street and you see North Adelaide. The yellow properties are zoned single-family 7.5, and the red is the retail. It's been a mystery to our offices why these homes were zoned this way, but we're dealing with them one case at a time. All right, let me go back to page 56, and you're going to see the minor plat that we did in-house for the owner, and it was filed of record in Kaufman County on February. So where that one, the whole lot there used to be known as Lot 4, it's now known as Lot 4A and 4B. On page 57 is the zoning application. Page 58, the church gave permission for us to negotiate and execute with their representative, Mr. J.W. Barrow. Page 59 is the conveyance warrant, the warranty deed. On page 63 is the location map. Again, the zoning map, the next page on 64. The future land use is a traditional neighborhood, and so that goes right along with the area and the use. On the next page, 66, is the buffer map. Again, we sent notices out to every abutting owner within a 200 feet surrounding of the subject site. 67, page 67, outlines each owner that received our notice of the public hearing. Page 69, I received one in favor, and that was from a property owner at 306 North Catherine. Page 70 is the notice that was sent. And Commissioners, before we go into this public hearing, I would like to turn your attention to page, the supporting documents behind the ordinance, starting at page 75. So we have executed and in our office and have already talked to the property owner. This is what the filed plat looks like. We're using that as Exhibit A. For Exhibit B, we have then the survey plat, and if you'll see, it actually defines the footprints of each home. So that's going into my next situation on page 78, Exhibit C, which is the conditions and the regulations of this plan development. And if you don't mind, I'd like to read it real quick for you. All single-family 6.0 standards remain in effect with the following modifications. Any structure existing on the date of the minor plat in Exhibit A, filed of record, shall be considered compliant with the zoning standards for uses in this ordinance. Any future structure built to replicate the building footprints and historic residential buildings existing on February 5th, as indicated on the attached survey plat in Exhibit B, shall be considered compliant with zoning for uses in this ordinance insofar as the Municipal Development Director has pre-approved any minor modifications to the future replaced building. In addition to the uses of Single-Family 6.0, allowed shall include as many and all permitted uses of the neighborhood services zoning, plus the single-family detached, single-family live, work use. No accessory units shall be allowed at any time. No uses by specific use permit shall be allowed at any time. Any new structure failing to meet the provision of item 2 shall be limited uses and conditions of single-family 6.0 zoning. Base zoning provisions not modified by this planned development which apply to the property are limited to applicable provisions of the zoning ordinance of the City of Terrell in effect on the effective date of the ordinance enacting this planned development and as may later be updated. And I will then turn it over to Ms. Shumpert for the public hearing.
Okay, we'll open the public hearing now. Is there anyone here in favor, that wants to speak in favor of, this, ordinance change? Or zone change, sorry? Zone change 24-02? Anyone here want to, come up and speak in favor of not approving this? Okay. And the, hearing is not closed.
Thank you, Commissioners. I must say, before I read the ordinance, I got to tell you, every time you think you've seen it all in this city, you come back and say, no. How many times would you ever think you would find two houses on one lot? But that's exactly what we have here, is two houses on one lot. But I will tell you, it don't feel bad, because we think we found one over on the south part of town that has three houses in one lot. So, for your consideration tonight, we bring to you ordinance number 3044, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, providing for the creation of a planned development single-family 6.0, PDSF 6.0, under the provisions of Section 31A, Appendix 2, zoning ordinance of the City of Terrell on certain real property, more particularly described as all of Lot 4A and Lot 4B, Block 51, Terrell Revised, containing 9,802.50 square feet or 0.225 acres of land, and also known as 105 East College Street and 401 North Adelaide Street, City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas. According to the minor plat thereof, attached hereto as Exhibit A and made a part hereof for all purposes, and the survey plat attached hereto as Exhibit B under the terms and conditions contained in Exhibit C, attached hereto and made a part hereof for all purposes, providing for severability, providing for repeal of conflicting ordinances, and providing an effective date. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions we have for staff in regards to zone change? In regards to zone change 24-02? I don't know if y'all have been by there just to remodel the house. It looks pretty good. You know, and I don't see anything regarding. No? Okay. We'll have a motion on the floor, Commissioners.
I move that we approve this ordinance regarding the amending of the property located at 105 East College Street, City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, from retail to single-family 6.0, as shown on the plat thereof, attached here unto Exhibit A and made a part hereof for all purposes.
Thank you, ma'am. Second. We have a second? Thank you, ma'am. We have a second to change, zone change 24-02. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, motion carries.
Thank you.
It's just a classic example of the way things used to be and the way things are now, if you know what I mean. And there's more of it to come, so get ready. Thank you.
Chairman and Commissioners, I bring to you now a construction plat. We received this application a good while ago. This is the same owner developer that has a strip center in Forney that has the Tokyo Harbor. So that will give you an idea of what type of material and, his designs look like. It's located on the south side of Spur 557 Frontage Road and east of Independence Parkway, also known as Lot 3R, Block 1 of the Faulkner Addition. The owner and the applicant is Century Square Terrell, LLC. This owner has submitted a construction plat application for a strip shopping center at the above location. The applicant is the legal owner of this vacant parcel and has complied with all requirements of a construction application. The current zoning also complies with the use of the property, as well as the City of Terrell's comprehensive plan, zoning ordinance, and all other codes, studies, and plans as applicable. Our office has reviewed the plat, civil, and architectural plans and find that each are conforming to the City of Terrell's building standards. The owner plans to build a retail building anchored by the property owner's own restaurant with 4 to 5 additional suites to host tenants such as a salon, healthcare, fitness, and others. The overall building is scheduled to be at 16,747 square feet. The next steps, should it be approved tonight and then at City Council on April the 2nd, the owner will obtain final approval from the engineer and architectural plans, obtain necessary building permits, and pay all applicable fees to proceed, complete the public improvements as required during and after construction, inspections and approval by the city engineer, building inspector, and/or city contractors, and then, of course, obtain a certificate of occupancy. Our staff recommends approval of this construction plan. If you turn to the next page, 84, you'll see their application. Page 87 is their proof of ownership and the special warranty deed. Page 92 will give you an idea of where this is located. So where you have the Merchant Way, that is our future, okay, bear with me. That is our Chewy's.
It's going to be a future thoroughfare from basically 557 back down to Interstate 20 through the apartment complexes and going south. So it's going to be a major thoroughfare, but it's going to be a connectivity.
So to the right, where you see that stub out, that is the Twin Peaks that you approved last year. That's where they're going to build. And so you see that stub out there, so that gives you an idea where this development is going to be. On the next page, 93, you're going to see the zoning map. On the next page, the zoning, which is retail. And then the one prior to that is the future land use. We have next their plat. And then we have a layout a little bit of what the building and what I just explained, the dimensions and a little bit of the parking on page 96. On page 97 is a colored rendering of what the outside will look. And they all actually gave me a side view as well. On the next page, you see a bird's eye view of the building and what the parking looks like, and so on in the next page. Any questions, please?
Commissioner, do you have any questions in regards to CP 24-01?
They won't tell me. They're still deciding. I tried.
The reason why I asked is because that building in Forney is very dirty and full of roaches. And there, I've seen it in that restaurant.
We can't compare from there.
Yeah.
So what they're proposing is what's before you is the building as is, and he's going to do it similar to the rest of the Crossroads, because it could be some other facility, just like McAllister and some of the Mod Pizza and Verizon, whoever. So
I guess I'm just asking for a little bit more intent on the health departments.
So,
Yeah,
yes,
we
ma'am,
can't.
that's all part of our health inspection. They'll
Yeah.
maintain that issue.
Sorry.
Any other questions, Commissioners? I think it's a good size for rental for that area for retail. Do we have any questions? Do we have a motion on the floor in regards to CP 24-01?
I move that we approve the construction plat for the proposed development.
I have a motion to approve CP 24-01. Do I have a second? I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioners, the next application is another construction plat. This owner, known as East Texas Latin Market, Inc., is renovating a piece of property down on East Moore, 113 East Moore Avenue. It's also known on the north side of East US 80 in the city of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas. The owner has submitted a construction plat application for a Latin market with an office and grocery that will serve tacos at the above location. The applicant is the legal owner of this vacant parcel and has complied with all requirements of a construction application. The current zoning also complies with the use of the property, as well as the City of Terrell's comprehensive plan, zoning ordinance, and all other codes, studies, and plans as applicable. Our office has reviewed the plat, civil, and architectural plans and find that each are conforming to the City of Terrell's building standards. The next steps for this owner: obtain final approval of the engineering and architectural plans, obtain necessary building permits, and pay all applicable fees to the proceed. Complete the public improvements as required. During and after construction, inspections and approvals by the city engineer, building inspector, and/or city contractors, and then, of course, obtain a certificate of occupancy. The staff recommends approval of this construction plat. If you'll turn to page 102, you'll see their application. Page 103 is a little bit about the owner. Page 104 is his warranty deed. 109 is the plat. The next page is the location map. And this is just to the west. That storage is the free-up storage known as 1119 East Moore. The zoning map shows the commercial. Next page, 112, is the future land map. On page 113 is a layout of what the property owner is wanting to do. Apart from the buildings that abut around the exterior of the property, that interior, that used to be an old antique store, pawn shop years ago. That since has been leveled, and the owner then will work with our office to construct a new market, and that's where he'll sell his food items. On the next page is another picture of the construction plat. On page 117, the owner goes in and gives a little descriptive of the existing buildings and what his plans are to do with each of these buildings. So you'll see on this one, which is going to be their office, they have plans to do a interior finish out, new electrical, mechanical, plumbing, drywall, paint, flooring. On the next page, Building 2, they're going to use this one for storage. However, they're going to upgrade their exterior facade and bring that up in condition with the new build and then the office that they have there. On Building 3, they're planning on then demolishing that building. On the next page is some of their, from 120 on, is some of their remodels. And on page 120, you can see their parking that they're going, where their ADA parking places are, and then the fire lane, which circles around the center future build. Any other questions for me on this one?
Market or a restaurant?
Kind of a dual. They're going to sell tacos. They're going to have a drive-through where you can pull up, get your breakfast tacos, or you can come inside and sit down and eat breakfast or lunch.
Any other questions for our staff in regards to the commissioners? 24-04. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second to approve CP-2404. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Action item 8.3.
Right, Commissioners, another construction plat at 1139 South Virginia Street. The existing zoning is light industrial. It's located on the south side of South Virginia Block 729, Lot 2B, in the Faulkner Addition here in Terrell. The property is owned by 42 Terrell LP, and the tenant is Frito-Lay. This owner has submitted a construction plat application for a Frito-Lay warehouse facility. The applicant is the legal owner of this vacant parcel and has complied with all requirements of a construction application. The current zoning also complies with the use of the property as well as the City of Terrell's comprehensive plan, zoning ordinance, and all other codes, studies, and plans as applicable. Our office has reviewed the plat, civil, and architectural plans and found that each are conforming to the city standards and requirements. Frito-Lay has plans to relocate 3 of their out-of-town storage facilities and relocate to this new development. These centers, referred to as Product Exchange Centers, or PECs, receive their products by an 18-wheeler and repackage individual orders, which are then sent out in box trucks or vans. The proposed building will be 120 foot long by 71 feet wide with 7 loading and unloading bays. The outer facade will be beige brick with charcoal trimmings. There are next steps. Obtain final approval of the engineering and architectural plans, obtain necessary building permits and pay applicable fees, complete the public improvements as required. During and after construction, inspections and approval by city engineer, building inspector, and/or city contractors, and obtain a certificate of occupancy. Staff recommendation is to approve this construction plat for the Frito-Lay warehouse. If you go to page 125, you'll see their application. On page 129 is their proof of ownership and their warranty deed. Special warranty deed. On the next page, 133. So in red is the Frito-Lay property. To the right is the Power Lab. To the left of the subject track is vacant, and then over on the other side of the vacant is that Southwestern Bell business. Page 134, it is zoned light industrial. Page 135 is the future land use. On page 136, there is a kind of like a highlight and their design center on the next few pages here. On page 138, you see renderings of the outsides that extend over to page 141. As you can see on 141, their offices are going to be on the outer side where they have that whole interior for their unpacking and repackaging to go out to their distributors. 142 through 143, again, are more specs on the build in the after condition. And again, the staff recommends approval of this construction plat.
Commissioners, do we have any questions for staff in regards to this? We do welcome the jobs and stuff that they're going to bring to this area. So, any questions? Okay. Do we have any motion on the floor, please?
I move that we approve this construction plat, CP-2405 for the Frito-Lay warehouse facility development.
Okay, a motion to approve CP 24-05. Do I have a second? I have a second, thank you. For CP, to approve CP 24-05. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, Commissioners, here is another construction plat. This time it's for a multifamily development out at the Crossroads. It's known as the Travis by Westwood. The existing zoning is a retail by planned development for a multifamily use per ordinance 2959. It's located in Lot 1, Block 6, at the Crossroads at Terrell, Phase 4A of the John C. Hill Survey in the city of Terrell. The owner and the applicant is the MTGA Development Corporation Incorporated and Westwood Development. This landowner and developer has submitted a construction plat application for a multifamily apartment complex to be known as the Travis by Westwood Development per the terms of the development agreement and planned development identified in Ordinance 2959. This application complies with all requirements of a construction application, as well as the current zoning use of the property, as well as the City of Terrell's comprehensive plan, zoning ordinance, and all other code studies plans as applicable. Our office has reviewed the plat, civil, and architectural plans and find that each are conforming to the City of Terrell ordinance. And as of today, we did approve their civil plans, and our contractor approved their elevation plans. So their next steps, which I'm saying gain final approval, we did get that for them today. Obtain necessary building permits and pay all applicable fees to proceed. Complete the public improvements as required. During and after construction, inspections and approval by the city engineer and building inspector and/or city contractors, and then obtain a certificate of occupancy. Staff recommends approval of this construction plat. On page 145 is their application. Page 149 is the original ordinance that we had with the developer. That was approved back in March of 23. So this was brought to you as a PD last year. Page 151 through 153 are the attachments to that ordinance. And then also their pictures that went through it. So then on page 162 is the location map. Commissioners, if you'll remember, there is the existing apartment complex, which we called Venture 1. The block behind them is the Ventures 2 that's in construction now. And then in the red highlighted red with outlined in blue is the Travis at Westwood. Okay, on page, we've got our future land use and zoning. It shows the PD. On the next page is our future land use. On page 165 is a little clearer rendering of what the outside of the buildings will look. The next page has their color scheme that they've selected. Page 167 is their largest amenity, which is their swimming pool, and this is a rendering of that amenity. And again, staff recommends approval of this construction plat.
Any questions for staff, commissioners?
The roads that are not out there yet, that are already out there, I guess maybe it's Independence Way, are these gonna be ready before?
Actually, Independence, it doesn't show on here, but it is almost 75% completed. Also, where you see County Road 305, and Commissioner, I'm looking at page 162, that's also now renamed to Sage Parkway. And they will have, we've got 4 ingress, egress cutouts there to service the apartments, as well as that public pond that's being completed out there now, since that's a public park. So that you're going to have ingress not only from FM 148, you'll have it through the development office spur 557, and then again behind on County Road 306. Yes, yeah, you kind of have to, yeah, it kind of does a jig-jag, or you can make that hook right to go on the future frontage road that TxDOT will be putting in. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other questions for staff? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that we approve the construction plat 24-06 for the multifamily development.
I have a motion to approve EP 24-06. Do I have a second? I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, Commissioners, the last thing I bring for you tonight is a final plat. This property is located in our ETJ. It's known as Saldana Addition, Lot 1, Block 1. It's on Abner Road. It's a final plat submitted by the owner of the property, Flora Saladana. The background on this is the applicant has submitted a final plat application for the above-mentioned property, which is in the city of Terrell's ETJ, Kaufman County. This property is located on Abner Road between FM 2728 and State Highway 34. The total acreage of the whole property is 128.065 acres, and the owners want to carve out 1.6 acres for a future home. The plat was reviewed and has been approved and determined that it complies with the City of Terrell standards. Their next steps: presentation to the City Council on April 2nd. If approved, our office will request hard copies of the maps for execution. Once maps are recorded in Kaufman County, we will refer the applicant back to Kaufman County Development Services for further handling. Staff recommends approval of this final plat in the ETJ. If you turn to page 169, is their application. Page 173 is their warranty deed proof of ownership. Page 179 is their plat. And if you'll look up, there is a center boundary right there, but you can see where it says proposed home, future home. So that is what they're indicating. And Commissioners, we do this for the county because of the septic rules, but we have platting authority in our ETJ. So we do this work for the county before surrendering back the owner back to the county. On page 180 is a location map. Page 181, our future land use. Again, it's in our ETJ. And again, the staff recommends approval of this final plat in the ETJ.
Commissioners, any questions to staff in regards to FP 24-03? Do I have a motion on the floor? I have a motion to approve FP 24-03. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. Okay, motion carries. All right, Commissioners, that is the end. We're not going to have an executive session this evening. Has been pulled off the list here, so other than that, we have a meeting adjourned.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.